In April 2019, I went island hopping around the Greek Cyclades Islands, and I went on my own. I met some awesome people and had some epic adventures. There were highs, there were lows, and it all started in one place: Athens. So I'm in Athens and I'm just going to go for a kebab, and it's here. But to figure out how I got to eating kebabs in Athens, we need to take it back a step. I arrived in Athens so late on the Sunday night, and I had to navigate my way from the airport to Monostraki metro station. I found my hostel at like 11:30 PM and I just collapsed straight into bed. The next day, I decided to go for a wander. I hadn't realised actually how close to Monostrati Square I was staying, but it was perfect because it meant I could check the flea market off my list while I was there. Apart from the flea market, there was only one or two other things that I wanted to do, and obviously one of them was the Acropolis. I mean, of course I was going to go to the Acropolis and see the Parthenon and everything else there. How could I be in Athens and not do that? It was incredible to see and appreciate all of that history from all of those years ago. Just absolutely crazy. The views were spectacular as well. And then as you're walking up to the Parthenon, there is just crowds and crowds of tourists. Listen, yeah, no tea, no shade. I am a tourist too, but it makes you realise just how popular these places are. It actually forces me to slow down and take the time to take it all in. I'm one of these people who will see the Parthenon and be like, yep, brilliant, on to the next, when actually I probably should appreciate it a little bit more because it's so spectacular. Because you're being herded through the crowds, it does force you to slow down and potentially spot things that you wouldn't usually see. After checking out the other ruins up the Acropolis, I decided to wander back to the hostel. And that's where I met this American guy who actually recommended a kebab place for us to try the local cuisine. And that, my friends, is how I ended up in Sabah's kebab shop. It's probably at this point that I should tell you, full disclosure, that while I was in Athens I felt overwhelmed and I felt anxious and I didn't make the most of it. But then something weird happened. The guy from the hostel that drove the shuttle to the airport, I was the only one in it, and he only spoke Greek or Spanish. Now my Spanish es muy poquito, and I barely speak it, but he got lost and somehow we managed to have a conversation in Spanish, and we got to the airport, and it was that gave me my confidence back, that I knew that I could do this and I knew that I could solo travel and I would be fine and I would get by. I have had a wild few days in Athens. Back in Athens airport, I was on my way to the gate because I was about to board a flight to Mykonos. After feeling so overwhelmed in Athens, I was definitely ready to give island life a try. And with views like this, I was ready for it. Touchdown in Mykonos and straight into a taxi and on my way to Mykonos Town, where I was staying at the MyCocoon Hostel. I'm in Mykonos, bitch.
Honey, this is how you throw a party in Mykonos, bitch.
So I made it to Mykonos. I'm just wandering the streets. I think I'm climbing to like a different place. Just making this up as I go along. Okay, so not really explained what I'm doing, have I? So I'm in Mykonos.
I've been in Athens for 2 days and I'm here until tomorrow morning and then tomorrow afternoon, and then I'm getting the ferry to Paros. But yeah, Athens was hectic, real hectic. I didn't feel great while I was there. That's because I felt overwhelmed. I don't think there's anything up here. I'm gonna head back down, get a beer, chill, maybe see the lake, wind around the streets again. I realised I didn't finish before, but when I said I was just walking the streets, it's because I've got an hour before I can check into my hostel, so that's why. It's been a mad few days, but I just had a nice little wander around Mykonos Old Town today.
I stayed at the MyCocoon Hostel and I had a single bed in a 46-person dorm. Can you believe it? This is me awkwardly trying to show you the bed situation. One cool thing that they did do though was they did provide an eye mask and earplugs to every resident, and you'd need it in a 46-person dorm. That night I took myself out for some food and I stumbled across a great restaurant called Pepper. Now I'd heard of this thing called gyros, and as I'd had kebab the night before, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give this gyros a go. And I am so glad that I did.
Last morning in Mykonos, so just sat looking at that view, walking back to the windmills and have my breakfast. And the Nature Valley Crunch budget.
And although Mykonos was still super touristy, just like Athens, it was a completely different vibe, and that morning being able to drink coffee by the sea and listen to the sea was just so calm and so peaceful, and I just felt so much better than how I had in Athens.
So I'm walking to the bus stop now because I'm going to get the bus to the new port, because then I'm going to be getting the ferry to Paros. Mykonos is just one of those places where you can just wander around, and I don't even know where I am now. We'll find out. But yeah, I only really was in Mykonos Town. So many selfie sticks. Selfie Mykonos.
So after a bit of a panic about where the bus stop actually was, I got on the right bus. Yes! But nothing could prepare me for the craziness that was the port and trying to get on the ferry. Literally, no directions, no signs, nothing. I could not find anyone to ask for help, nobody knew. And I heard this guy with the orange rucksack on say, Paros, whoever you are, orange rucksack man, thank you very much for your help. So I took a chance and I followed him. The chance paid off and I was on my way to Paros. And I actually thought the ferries were going to be a lot more quaint than they were, and they were these huge passenger ferries that took vehicles and everything. But I was just so happy to be on it, onto the next leg of my journey. And Paros was probably the island that I was looking forward to the most because I heard it was the most chill. So if you want to see what I get up to in Paros, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment down below and let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in Paros.